before too long. He mentions that some people think that, well, the symphony orchestra, the musicians in Chicago perform for 3 hours, 4 nights a week, and gee, what a soft touch. But he mentioned the same thing you did, and be it pop, country, western, or symphonic music, the practice, the hours and hours of practice.
Getting it down pat, and then being able to be consistent in your performances.
I think we'd like to hear one of your recordings now. Do you have one in your back pocket?
Yes, I do. I have one that I particularly like, and this is one of my favorites as far as the country songs on our album. And this is called Heartaches by the Number, an old country favorite.
Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will Yes, I've got heartaches by the number, a love that I can't win. But the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will end. Yes, the day that I stop counting, that's the day my world will
It was very good, CB.
Thank you.
Very nice. We're going to get back to, I think we'll have plenty of time before we get into our interview with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra to have another one of Stevie's recordings.
Very good.
And listen, we'll be back right after these short messages.
Now, as your winter clothes are gradually getting phased out for the year, take them to Chumley's Cleaners. Put your winter clothes away fresh.
We're listening to music and talking with people ranging from opera singers to Chicago Symphony Orchestra to well-known, locally well-known pop and country singer C.B. Kelton and his 10-year-old son Stevie. You're going on tour, C.B., this summer. You're going to be leaving Decatur, right?
Planning on leaving around the 1st of July and probably be gone for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm. You haven't set out your itinerary yet?
Not really.
You'll be playing clubs, right?
Well, partially, yes. But we're also planning on getting some auditions for Steve out in the Hollywood area.
You're going to go out and take Stevie. Boy, how does it feel at 10 years old to think, Stevie, of being auditioned in Hollywood? Bother you a little bit?
No, because I've had a lot of practice, and I know I couldn't goof up unless I forgot something.
Well, I don't think
that's not usual.
That's
I've always taught him a lot of humility, you know.
I don't goof up too. Hey, you've gotta feel this way, don't you?
That's right. You do have to feel that way, actually.
Yes, gee whiz. So, would this be recording sessions, you hope, for young Steve?
Well, possibly TV commercials and this sort of thing, and we're just going to see what we can do. We don't really know yet.
We certainly wish you all the luck in the world, Steve. If we be something, we'd be sitting at home watching the tube one of these nights, and there would be your freckled face staring at us there. Huh? All right, we're going to hear young Stevie Kelton's recording of Okie from Muskogee. We're going to ask him a few questions about that, but first we have a couple of commercials to catch up with.
The Passions of the Mind. Irving Stone's great new could cost you your car, your license, or your life. Drive alert in Illinois.
Okay, I'm just an Okie from Muskogee. This is a record, did it not, CB, that came out during the protests and where people were burning flags and draft cards and protesting, and it was a sort of a reaction to that sort of thing?
I think so. Possibly this had something to do with the writer Merle Haggard wrote the song and recorded it, made a hit with it in the country field. It was voted #1 song of 1970, I believe it was, and Steve does a real good job.
Right now we've got 10-year-old Steve Kelton singing it for us.
They don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee. They don't take their trips on LSD. They don't burn their draft cards down on Main Street. They like a living right and being free. They don't make a party out of the gun, but they like holding hands and pitching moves. They don't let their hair grow long and shaggy, like the hippies out in San Francisco do. But I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee, a place where even squares can have a ball. We still wave Old Glory down at the courthouse, and white lightning is still the biggest thrill of all. Leather boots are still in style for manly footwear. Beads and Roman sandals won't be seen. Football is still the roughest thing on campus, and the kids here still respect the college dean. But I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee, a place where even squares can have a ball. We still wave Old Glory down at the courthouse, and white lightning is still the biggest thrill of all. We still wave Old Glory down at the courthouse in Muskogee, Oklahoma, USA.
Okay, we've been visiting with C.B. Kelton, who plays the brown jug. He's a musician, and his young son Steve, 10 years old, and I have an idea that we're going to be hearing more from young Steve, and of course we're going to be hearing a lot from C.B.
I sure hope so.
All
Art.
the luck in the world on your tour and
Thank
your
you very
auditions
much.
out on the West Coast. And Steve, keep up the good work, and thanks for visiting
I
with
will.
us, okay? And you too,
Thank you
C.B.
for the opportunity.
Stay tuned for the third part of Midday.